Alright, I'm gonna do this with the no music. That's stupid. Okay. There's a guy who's in the program, the AA program. Um, I do talk to him every day, but I talk. For those of you who don't know, well, you talk. You just part of what you do is you talk to people every day anyway. So he says, well, hey man, we talk every day, and listen, could we be my temporary sponsor? Look, and I said, no, I can't, because I said, listen, first of all, like, you, I say because you, listen, usually the rules, I don't, we're on the West Coast now, I don't know if it's so different, whatever, but in New York at least, in most places, first of all, in addition to having done the 12 steps, which I have, and which, you know, you have notes on that and everything, but you're supposed to, and also have, like, sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's longer of sobriety. Okay. So right, I mean, I was sober for 2 years and I did the steps, and then I went back to a rehab. So I'm only several months back in this program. So no, I said to him, no, I can't be your sponsor. I said also, buddy, like, you know, you don't want me as your sponsor. I'm their sponsor. They wanted. Okay, thank you. Well, he said, no, dude. I talk to you every day, and you always know what, you always tell me the right thing. Which, by the way, like, if it's hard to picture because you're on this tube, right, I know, I'm like a schizo nutcase with 9 personalities, but the thing is, in the program, remember, I'm an originalist and sort of a Nazi, so I'm saying, like, I go by the book, so it's different. It's not like I don't digress and do all my weird stuff. Like, there's a book, like the book, and I'm a sort of an authoritarian, so, like, it's a different story. It's not like, whoa, you're gonna really advise someone. But anyway, I told him, no, I can't do this, and I've never done it before. So he said, well, listen, you know, whatever, I'm like doing an impression of someone that's not him. But he says, so he said, no, dude, but we talk every day, and you, like, you see, I listen to what you tell me, and it's cool, like, you know, you did the steps, so you can go over them with me, and you had 2 years in the program, then you went back to a rehab because you went out, but you can be my sponsor, he said, you can at the very least be my temporary sponsor. I said, why want me to sponsor you so badly? And he says, because, dude, listen, man, he said, you have all this. He said, listen, the reason I went out before, and I said, the reason you went out before is because you were fucking alcoholic. Like, don't tell me he said, no, listen, like, the reason, they said, don't say that. There's no reason. He said, okay, listen. He said, just please listen to me. I said, okay, what? He said, because I got a resentment. I said, okay, that I'll listen to. He said, I got a resentment because I called up the guy and he wasn't, whatever he did, I understand. The guy was at his office and he said to him, well, call me back in a half hour, I have to do something, and the guy went out. He said, and you're always available, and like, I don't take your time, man. He said, you took me out for coffee, like this and that. I said, well, because that's part of what I do. I do have a lot of time on my hands, and it's just like part of what I do. So he said, so why can't you be my temporary sponsor? And like, it's a little shady that he's like doing this, but I said, because it's not the rules. So he said, well, let me ask my sponsor. Oh, there was the other thing too that he said to me, but listen, dude, you bend the rules that you're not following the rules of what you're doing with your sponsor. What do you mean? He said, because you have a female sponsor. I said, I mean, the whole attitude is really weird on him. I mean, but whatever. He was like, he's desperate. So I said, right. Well, yeah, you're not supposed to have a female sponsor, but I do because I have this other situation. Okay, like, fine. So whatever, but anyway, he's a little nuts, which takes a lot for me to say. But he really is saying that he's asking me to help him, which is a big deal in the program, that someone is asking for help. And so I asked my sponsor, who said, well, what he's saying is that you are serving that purpose for him, is what right? Is that what he's saying to you? He's saying, yo, man, you're my sponsor. You are. I'm not looking for one because I talk to you every day. We went out for coffee. You do tell me about the steps. He said, by the way, you are a step Nazi, and I don't know what the problem is. You know, um, he's right. So okay, fine. So she's saying, well, so he's your, you are his. What he's saying is you're like, you really are his sponsor in a weird way, even though you not feel comfortable saying that you are. But so like you're in a way you're acting. He said, she said, but have you told him? I said, I tell him, I'm going to tell him authoritatively that he needs to get a sponsor because I'm just not comfortable. All things for the first time to sponsor someone to not be following the rules is not cool. Then again, in my heart of hearts, it is true. He's asking for help. And I do have a lot of time. That's the whole point of like, what I do now in the program is a lot, but it's certainly, sponsoring someone is something I would have more time for. I mean, and he's not like, he hasn't been a pest or anything. He's not, if it's, trust me, like I'm someone like when the boundaries are invaded knows it. But no. He takes direction really well, which is interesting. I haven't really had that. It's a different experience for me. I didn't know how I would be in this type of situation anyway, because there's like the way I am in the recovery stuff, which is trauma related, which is a whole different matter. And then there's like, I never knew how I'd be with someone who was asking me those kind of things because I'm what's called like just my, I'm a writer. With certain words are very important to me, and I'm saying the whole thing is like I'm what they call a big book Nazi. That is like, is it in the book? By the way, one day I was something that people talk. I have a number of things that I believe were. Because I'm an originalist with AA, I believe firmly that there's an incredible amount of things that got smuggled in from psychoanalysis in this generation that is not in the text, that's incorrect, that I don't like at all. We can talk about that sometime. But it's not an issue. But it was that it's not in the book. I think it says something different in the book. Where do a lot of people get that from? I think that's bad advice and sadistic. Why is that there? And I say, I know why it's there. That smuggled its way in from psychiatry. That's not in the book, and it's not good to tell people that. So we have a whole thing like that. But I never talked to him about that. That's between me and this tube. But I don't know, it kept me up all night. Like, I don't like that this one topic, I don't want to be weird. This is not cool, like, of all things to just, I don't know, like, and just the way the guy is, like, he's asking for help. But it's just, that's not, in the program, it is a year. And he keeps saying, but you had 2 years. Whatever. Sponsor said, what he's saying, you are acting as a sponsor, and I think you're getting really uptight about this. And she's like, I don't think he even means it this way. I think he's just maybe being playful with you, or like saying like, yo man, you my sponsor, like, but he's not even saying like you're taking it way too seriously maybe, and it's just you are kind of acting as his sponsor, and just maybe chill out about it, which I will. Okay. All right. Part of the reason why I'm bitching about this now is because I probably gonna see him at this morning meeting. I want to get this off my chest here. So by the time I see him, I'll just be won't be that into it or worried about it. I don't know why it bothered me so much. It might be because it's also a boundary thing, that I'm not following a rule and that he's being weird. But he's a guy, you know what it is with people like that? It's just he's got that junkie thing, where he's he wants help, but for some reason everything he says has to be he just sounds in that way. No, listen, dude, he's selling me into it, you know what I mean? Kind of like the thing I did. It's a really cool car, that thing, he's a guy like that. That's what made me do that. He's just he's like that, but everything's done like he has to hustle you into like help. He wants help, you know, but everything with him has to be like this. So I've known other people like that. It's like a type of person, but it's funny. I've known people like that in the years when I was all fucking weirded out and everything, and they were a mixed blessing anyway. But it's interesting to meet one of them in this new context because this is like, you know, it has to do with sobriety and things. So it's interesting. Things come around the circle or whatever. All right. Enough talk. I don't know. It's weird sharing. I'm doing this kind of thing on the YouTube, but I'm not under the impression anyone watches these really. No one answers me or anything. So this is just for me, I guess.